Your Country 1039 KGRT, Miss Kelsey Ballerini and Hole in the Bottle. And kind of hate when that one happens right there. Gina Waragon here with you in the Charlie Clark Studios, and it is time.
Time now for the question of the day.
That's right, question of the day time. And this one, we're going to go back to your childhood, okay? Because it was just announced that the Toy Hall of Fame has got this year's finalists for induction into the Hall of Fame. Some of those finalists include Bingo, Briar Horse, Light Bright, Catan, Masters of the Universe, Nerf Toys, the Pinata Phase 10, Pound Puppies, Racco, Spirograph, and the Spinning Top. Now, the thing about all of these right here is if you go through that list for this year's nominees, it is a glaring thing that some of these things are not already in the Toy Hall of Fame. You know, a lot of people will get upset about some of these snubs that happen for other Hall of Fames that go on and thinking, how could they possibly not have that in the Hall of Fame already? Think about this. Light Bright, not in the Hall of Fame. Bingo, not in the Hall of Fame. Nerf Toys? What's going on with that? So that's basically what our question of the day comes down to. When you think about your childhood, you think about some of your favorite toys that were going on there, what would you be surprised to find out if it is not in the Hall of Fame? So what toy do you think should be inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame and why? It might already be there, but if you've got a favorite toy that you think should be inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame, what toy is that going to be and why should it be in there? I'm trying to think of all the toys that I used to play with as a kid, that it's got to be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to check it here a little bit, but yeah, Toy Hall of Fame, I'm thinking that, obviously I want to go with video games. I mean, video games got to be in the Toy Hall of Fame, particularly the Atari 2600. Big fan of the Atari 2600 back in the day. But I've also tried to think of what other games might have been included in the Hall of Fame that I used to love, like board game. I'm not a big board game person, but when I was a kid, my brother and sisters and I would always play Sorry. We always loved that one, so that one should be in the Hall of Fame. But I'm trying to think what other could be in there. I mean, Nerf Toys, you got to think that's got to be in there, right? So I don't know. What's your opinion on that? The Toy Hall of Fame has announced its finalists for this year. Bingo, Briar Horse, Light Bright, Catan, Masters of the Universe, Nerf Toys, Pound Puppies, Racco, Spirograph, Spinning Top, not in the Hall of Fame yet. Anyway, what do you think? What toy should be in the Toy Hall of Fame? Go ahead and let me know your answers. Of course, you can do so by giving me a call on the Z Comics hotline, or the Z Comics text line is open as well, 575-523-KGRT, or leave your comments on our social media pages. But what toys do you think should be in the Toy Hall of Fame? That is our question of the day. All righty there. So, yeah, that is our question of the day. We are exclusively up on our social media pages right now. And Annette's already going to say, oh, yeah, you agree. Masters of the Universe should get in there. So far right now, Annette, the Masters of the Universe is not in the Toy Hall of Fame, but they are nominated. They will actually announce their finalists, in a few months right here. But it's got a shot to get in there because I was a big Masters of the Universe fan as well. Who wouldn't want their own Castle Grayskull? I'm just saying that would be the case there. But what else do you think? What should be in the Toy Hall of Fame? Very simple for our question of the day today. So go ahead and let us know what you think your toy should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe it's something that you are surprised would not be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to tell you this, there's a lot of toys that surprise me that are not in the Toy Hall of Fame. So yeah, even if, I'll tell you what made it in last year that surprised me? Sand. Play Sand was not in the Toy Hall of Fame, and I think they made it in last year. So yeah, Transformers is another good one. That one, I think they're in there already, but we'll have to wait and see. Jackson Jump Rope. I think Jacks were nominated recently because I remember seeing that, thinking that why aren't they in the Toy Hall of Fame? So like I said, it always surprises me when there are some things that are not in the Toy Hall of Fame. I'm going to look it up right away just to see just to give you an idea, Toy Hall of Fame. Just to give you an idea of what toys were included in last year's finalist, but which is surprising me that they were not in the Hall of Fame right there. And they've announced the 2022 finalist right there. They also have some of the other ones. Inducted toys. There we go. I'm going to have to see that whole list right there. And there's a whole other list of toys that are in there. And I'm glad to see Atari did make the inductee. So Atari is in the Toy Hall of Fame. So that makes me happy right there. So, wow. Recent inductees that came in. Risk was not in there. Sand. Yeah. Last year's Sand was actually inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame. And it wasn't in there before. It blew my mind that was the case. So, once again, that is our simple question of the day. Toy Hall of Fame, think back to your childhood. Think back of all the toys that you used to play with, some of your favorites. What toy do you think should be in the Toy Hall of Fame? Go ahead and let me know once again on our Zia Comics hotline and text line 575-523-KGRT. And, of course, on our social media pages, you can leave your comments right there. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world today. Lots of news about Queen Elizabeth. Of course, the release of Prince Harry's memoir is being delayed because of her passing. The book was actually set to be released in November. It will be released next year. And 4.1 billion people are expected to watch Queen Elizabeth's funeral on Monday. The broadcast will be the world's most watched ever, right? And apparently, McDonald's restaurants in the UK will also be closed on September 19th because of Queen Elizabeth's funeral. So if you wanted your Big Mac on that day, not going to happen. And as far as Hollywood news, I just saw this. Henry Cavill is allegedly in talks to star in the new Frankenstein reboot by Universal Pictures. So he's in the DCU as Superman. There are rumors that he was just signed to Marvel to play a different character in the MCU, and now he is invading the Universal Pictures Monsterverse, possibly as New Frankenstein. And honestly, I could see him doing it, but I think there might be other options in there as far as that goes. But that's what's going on in and around the world. I think lots of news, of course, about the Queen's passing. And, here's another. Just got a text in. Stretch Armstrong, I did think make it into the Hall of Fame. I have to double check that one. As far as toys there, the Bionic Man, did they have a toy for him? I think they did. I know they did, but is it in the Hall of Fame? I'm not sure. Board games, Monopoly, and Life. I think those ones are in there. I'm going to really quick on those board games and Monopoly and Life because they go by alphabetical order, and this goes way, 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 way down there. But let's see. Board games. Scrabble is in. Chess is in. Risk is in. Oh, they're going by year, and they go all the way back to like 1998. No, I'm going to have to double check that one. Is there a search here that I can search for Life in there? Well, if you check it out, it is museumofplay.org, and you can see all of the toys that are inducted in there to find out maybe if your favorite toy made it into the Toy Hall of Fame. But yeah, every year they do this, and every year it surprises me immensely which toys are not in the Hall of Fame. So once again, if you've got any ideas, any suggestions for the Toy Hall of Fame, go ahead and let me know. The comments are open on our social media pages, so go ahead and leave a comment for our question of the day. What toy should be inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame, and